Welcome. So, just so everyone knows, this session is being recorded, and you got the notification, and it will be shared afterward in different channels, and you'll get access to it, of course. Last check for the people in person. All good. So I'm gonna invite first my colleague and a very good person in my life to explain what we are doing here, and then I'll take over and tell you and show you everything that I wanna share with you today. So just a quick overview. We're gonna build this app today that works with the microphone. It records everything and send it somewhere to be processed on. But what's the story behind it? Jack, come on in. Just give me 2 more seconds. I'm gonna share my entire screen for you, and you can see everyone. So there we go. Yep.
Hello, everyone. Maybe a bit of context. I think it was only apropos. So I've been asked to come on board to somehow bring some context into today's session as it applies to business owners or in terms of where marketing and where we see what drives businesses out there. So while this is a tech session, if you can expand the thought of the fact that a lot of that you're working on actually starts at the top end. So let me give you some background. First and foremost, I'm a client of AdWise, of which Emad is very much a part of, the alchemist, if I will, of the group. And I was introduced to AdWise, who helped us move my integration plan into the next level. So I have one of my businesses in the cores in packaging. We're behind the counter in most major pharmacies in Canada. And we distribute as well to cannabis industry as well within Canada. We have 3 warehouses and 1 in the US where we've expanded our addiction treatment program and our packaging to suit. So this is where this kind of context comes into play.
Yeah,
admit people, met some people along the way. Oh, someone's coming in.
Yeah, just give me 1 more second. Here we go.
Okay, so getting back to plan. It all started back in 2024 when I was looking to execute on an integration plan I put together, and it had to do in my marketing department with a lead funnel. I identified a couple of key areas where we actually get our leads from. We call them lead pools. And as you can see on the screen, it shows you trade show, web marketing, lists, referrals. These are our lead pools. At the time, we were operating at 20% capacity. And when I started breaking down those lead pools, what I realized is what we weren't doing. So we started automating. And as we were bringing automation in, we saw that the lead pool was there, but automation can only take you to a certain place where you can move things along, but there's still a missing component that my marketing team, in terms of content creation, lead generation, output, and then management, it still is very much a hands-on, executed, task-oriented place. So there was a missing piece that we were looking for, and that was moving from automation, which we've moved to that place, and we have certainly increased our lead pool, but there was a missing component that allowed that we needed to scale. And that's where intelligence came in. So today's session is really focused on one particular component of that, where how fast we were able to go to market with regards to on-site tool that Emad and the team at AdWise put together. So we went literally in that context. While I brought AdWise in, we focused on a couple of key areas: content creation, lead generation and enrichment, and then the outreach. So we need to bring intelligence into that for us to bring it to scale with automation. And I can tell you, in the short time that I've been working with these guys, we moved that funnel to pretty much at 80%. But let me take you back to that one particular tool. Going into trade shows is a common thing for most people, as sales-driven or marketing-driven. And in that context, we have a strategy to go into with a pre-show, in-show, and then post-show marketing, activities. So we had all the other stuff going on. They were able to generate 15 appointments through some of that, not only content creation, but direct marketing. But then we came to the show. What are we going to do at the show? So I said, well, what if, or can we prepare a tool that would just literally, you can turn on, it would listen to the conversation and then summarize it and then send off that follow-up, if you will, and direct to that person that you were speaking to. They'd be putting in obviously their email address. So now you've captured that lead, and then literally instantaneously get an AI-driven analysis. And this is where AdWise not only put all of the other elements together, but in this particular case, the tool was really just quickly thought of. And by the time the show, we certainly had a tool running. And this is where I'll bring Emad in. So the point is, context is everything. And today's session is about that little tool that we're talking about.
Thank you, Jay. So great having you on board. Let's move on to what we want to build today. I hope everyone can see the screen. And so having a tool, it's not that hard these days. You can just build whatever thing that you want instead of buying it from anywhere or getting a service from any companies. But the important part is, how would you use those tools and how the data goes through one step to another one. So as you see here, we have the solution. It just designed very well. It works as we intended to. It supports like dark, light theme, and it sends data to a backend server that we want to process something on it. So how it began, let's just go through all the steps once as a slideshow, and then we do all the coding together. So the future of coding is agentic. And what we are doing today is just building app using all the tools out there, from anti-gravity to like Firebase, AI Studio, everything, Codex, Cursor. So the first thing first is you should have a very good thinking of designing a product. For example, in our case, I'm not a creative guy. My brother, the CEO of AdWise, is the creative mind behind everything that we are doing here. So he said, we have one client, we want this tool, let me design it. So he went to a tool called AI Studio from Google, and then built everything that he wants in his mind. So here is the prompt. Your role is this. Objective is create a UI UX this code based on whatever that we want. And then I want to have these three bases, these three faces, these three images, whatever. So what I'm trying to say is the language to talk with AI, it's not that techy. You can just be like a human without being too techy. But there are different tools that you can also create these prompts. So this is like using Gemini 3 Flash preview, almost 2 minutes. and then it built something. Then he gave it this design. Okay, make it similar to this. That's it. And the result is this website. This is actually working. My mic might be off for a second because it's actually using the real mic. So there we go. So it just recorded everything and produced all the thing that we want. And it can like literally do whatever I want. But the good part of it is I can download the whole app, and it gives me a JavaScript, an HTML, and a very processed app that I can just run it on my local machine. Let's go to the next one. I'm not going to show the rest right now. I'm going to continue with the slide. So I can ask AI Studio to generate something for me, and then AI generate, usually the Google AI Studio generate white React app or Vite, whatever you want to call it. And you can use that code to give it to any other solution out there, like Codex, Cursor, Cloud, to convert that to the React Native using Expo. And that's being handled very easily. It takes time, but it can be done. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to my next tool, which is this one, and right now I downloaded the code here. That's the code that AI generated for me. And I ask, please make a React native app using this web app I have here. Just make sure you notice that I gave it full access, so it can do anything on my machine. It's the latest GPT 5.3 that released 2 days ago. It's on extra high, and it's on the plan mode. So I just run this to let it be, because it takes 10 to 15 minutes to be handled. Let's continue. So I ask any tool to convert it to the React app, then it will generate me those codes. I need to understand it. It's not like blindfolded doing coding. But the next part is a very interesting part. As I said on the last session, your tool should have different skills and structure to build anything. So I have my own agent instruction that knows how to build things, and I have plenty of skills on my machine that can build different. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to show you what skills that I have. Just give me a second. All good. So these are the different skills that I have on my machine. As you can see, I hope you can see it. I can't zoom it anymore. So there is a agent browser. There is a building native UI, codex analysis, Expo API. You can get all these skills online using whatever tool that you are using and search for it, find out if anyone built those skills or the company itself did it for you. So there are like Anthropic or Figma or different, like Expo itself or NetM, they build a lot of skills. And what is the skill? The skill is nothing. It's just a text code that explains how they can, how machine can work with our tools to build whatever we want. So far so good. Let me just check what AI come up with. So which migration approach do you want for this recorder app? Full native, web wrapper, whatever. I want full native. Is it iOS first, Android, whatever? I want iOS. And for the processing step, should we keep the current mock flow or integrate the real endpoints? Keep the current mock flow. Let's continue. We were here. So I use different skills. The skills can be applied to Codex, Cloud, any tool out there. Then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to build the app. So building the app for React Native is a bit different than the native apps because it can be exported to iOS, Android, and web. So there is a solution called Expo that you can either use their cloud solution that is limited and is costly a little bit. For the free plan, you get 15 different builds only, but you can also do it on your machine using Xcode, Android, whatever Android Studio or whatever building tool that you have. And if you follow this, you can set it up easily. And also, you can use your agent, Cloud or Codex, to build it for you instead of you learn all the commands. So what's going to happen next? The next step is the backend part of it. So we built a UI. For the backend part, either is authentication that you need to set up Firebase, Supabase, whatever solution that you are having already, or you can build your own solution using, again, AI, but this time you should not use Google's AI Studio because that's more of a UI thing, not on the backend part. Use Codex. For example, other day, Codex is a solution from OpenAI, if you don't know. Other day, I wanted to build something. It took the machine 1.5 hours to build it for me, and it worked at the end, and it's full backend. So it just gives me a lot of freedom to build a lot of different tools. So you need to use one of these tools out there, Firebase, Supabase, your own local authentication solution to do the authentication. And for the processing part of an audio, you can either make your own backend complex one. You can use 11 Labs. You can use OpenAI. You can also use N8N. The N8N is the automation solution that you can adapt whatever flow to it, and you can use OpenAI or cloud to build that for you using different skills. So that being handled, we go to the next step. The next step show you how you can handle it using Supabase authentication integration. So this is example. You can either use this sample code or ask AI to do it, but just be sure that you don't leak your API key because that can put you in danger of losing a lot of sensitive data or even your server being banned. The next step, after you build all the thing that you want, let's just pause for a second and see what is going on with our AI. Which app identity should this project called? Meeting mine. Include Xcode export, sure. Let's continue. The last step that we were talking about was to building for the stores. You can again use that cloud service that handles all the building process for you from Expo, which is React Native, or you can do your own way of handling. One of my good friends built a CLI for App Store that you can use it to deploy your build there. Again, use your Codex or cloud to use that skill to be able to deploy it to the server, to stores. Then architecture is easy. So your user use a mobile app, which is React Native, that use a backend, which is Firebase or Supabase, that has authentication and database. It can be multiple different modules. It depends what your usage is. And I didn't add the N8N. You can also add the N8N as your backend. So that was the whole process, very fast. And reality was we had this solution for a couple of months that Jack used it. But now we wanted to make it app. And other day, Jack had some issue with the solution because it was web app. He just decided to switch it to the app. And it took us a couple of days to do A to Z of everything. And now I'm waiting for Apple to approve the app and Google approve the app to be available on the stores. So let's continue now with the actual workshop coding. So this is the plan for how to build this app, you should definitely read what it says, because that's the only thing that you need to do if you're a tech person. If you're not a tech person, don't go this way. Just come to us. We build whatever you need for you, because that's a new reality. You don't need to hire a company that has a lot of different pre-built tools. You can have an agency called Advice to do all the thing in 3 different categories. We already have a couple of tools, and we can build whatever you need to have, and really fast, and make it happen for you. So Jack will come back and tell you a little bit more while this AI is working on my project. I'm gonna submit to build it, but hold on for a couple of more minutes, because after this, I'm gonna show you what we offer from the Curators Hub in the office here as a co-working space, what we offer as Advice, and what we offer as Kodeco, because Kodeco has joined us to help this community to grow, and also to understand what is coming as different AI tooling. Because as a Kodeco, we don't want to say use this or use that. We are a learning company, e-learning company. We just want to give you a very good wide view on what is happening out there, and make sure you understand different tooling, and you decide on what you want to do. So Jack is coming back to tell you more, a little bit more about Advice, and then this tool being built, and we come back to see how things are going here.
It's not as much about Advice. It's just about application and trying to put context into the tools that we're building. And a bit in that story, in the fact that, it's one thing to have automation in a company. It's another thing to bring intelligence. Just a back-end story of ours and how we're building from going from automation to intelligence. And in such that when we started thinking about intelligence, we knew we couldn't do it ourselves. We had to take it outside. So I looked at our marketing department and I said, well, I can either scale internally and bring more people in to try to do the job, or use a third party. And I'm a client first and a partner now, invested in this company, because there's just incredible potential in how to bring simple tools into pretty much every application, every company, every type of business. So whether you're a technical person or a tech inside a particular company, you got to think about what management is thinking right now. Who am I looking at in my marketing department, my tech department, that I need to help us grow and scale? And that's where I think intelligence, AI, using a third party, bringing him to build quick tools rather than figuring it out all by yourself, puts you in a leadership position to actually go into management and actually give them solutions. And I'm just suggesting that you're a tech, you know your stuff, but if you need to move fast and build these tools into place to provide solution-based thinking into sales or marketing-driven companies, that's where all of the stuff that you're working on really truly applies. And if that's a good way for not only to keep your job, but even outside of that, independently, grow your business so quickly that you can depend on ensuring you're offering solution-based type of thinking. So anyways, I'm just going to pass it back to Emad.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's go back on our AI and see what's being built so far. There we go. So it's running. It's super nice. In meanwhile, I told you on the Loma app, you can have questions on the Loma app, or you can also put it on the Google Meet in the comment area, and then we get back to the question and answer at the end of the session, which is like 10-15 minutes from now. So while our AI is working, our agent is working, I'm gonna show you 2 links. So one of the link is my LinkedIn. If you want connect with me. Other one is goodie bag. At here, if I find it well. So give me 2 more seconds. So what we have a Curators Hub offer that you can freely come here on Wednesdays in Toronto. AdVoice offer different service for you if you want. You can just fill a request and then we get contact with you. We have 2 sessions coming up. One is I'm not doing this manually anymore. That's how you can use different tools as an AI expert or as a software developer or as like any normal human who wants to get into the development. And the other one is build and deploy agentic apps masterclass, which is 4 hours. Me and Sam from Kodeco gonna explain all the things that I show you today in very depth and make sure you understand how these code being generated and built and how you can deploy it on the server from A to Z of everything. Backend included, front-end included, and we might come up with even more ideas by then. So you get discount value for that masterclass, and it also is hybrid and in person and online. So it's hybrid. You can decide if you want to be online or here in Toronto. And on Luma, you can find all different events that we have. And if you want to get access to different content that I explained today, you can join the VIP session, the VIP group that they get access to all the recording of all the session all the time. You don't have to be here if you don't like it, or you can get access to different prompts that we have and so on and so forth. So let's go back to our AI. Still working. So it's gonna, so I tried it a couple of times. One of the time that I tried it, it was with anti-gravity. It went for half an hour or something, and it came back with like 70% of what I want as a functionality and the UI. I didn't like it that far, but it worked. So I can show you the app on my phone, how it looked. So it's almost similar. Sorry, I'm not sharing on the fly because I don't have the cable right now with me. But this is not the point. I don't want you to see this one. The other one that's being built right now by Codex is this one. It just built everything for me in a right context, so the navigation works. I know some people like the native apps, but this is almost native because even though Xcode or Codex created this code using React Native, but you can ask for building on the pure Swift language or Java or Kotlin, whatever language, and it works. I just wanted for all the platform, that's why I used React Native, but it really works. And it gives you export on the code, and you can, yeah, the dark mode is also working. So I just want to show the dark mode. So that also works. I just prompted make it available in dark mode, and it did. So it also gives you an Xcode that you can build your own way and then ship it. That's enough with the moving different places. Let's just make sure we have the workshop still working. So I don't want to take more of your time, but if you're interested, you can stay after question and answer to see what's the result. But I have run it multiple times, and that was the result. I didn't touch anything on the code. And if you're interested, you can come up with a masterclass that we do all the thing together for 4 hours. We can build probably a couple of apps at the same time in parallel. But let's go with the answer. Give me a second, and I find you, and we can talk more. So I'm gonna stop sharing. Feel free to unmute and talk. Otherwise, I'm gonna look at the chats. So there was one question in the chat. No one online wants to talk? Cool. I'm gonna go with the chat. So someone asked, when agents generate large amount of code, how do you avoid information overload? Is it realistic to read everything, or do you rely on other techniques to ensure that code is correct and maintainable? So one of the techniques is to ask AI to review the code for you. So you don't have to review it yourself, but don't ask the same AI to review it for you, because the structure of the AI is the same. So you can ask, for example, if you generated your code using Codex, you can ask Cloud to review it, or you can ask Anti-Gravity to review it, which is Gemini. Or you can, but just make sure don't waste too much token on it, because it's a lot of code. Be very concrete about what part that you want to make sure it's okay. And that part is usually the logical part. UI doesn't matter. The logical part is the important part that you need to explore and make sure everything is okay. And one of the techniques that I use is I ask AI to write tests for me. Then if anything changed, it wouldn't change the whole idea that I had for this solution. The other way is, don't overload your brain with reading everything, because I did make 10, 15 different solutions within past 2 weeks, and it works, and I shipped it, and it works. So from 5.2 Codex version, you don't have to read anymore. You can just rely on it if your solution is not more than 1 million users that you want to ship it. If it's a small amount of user you want to ship it, that's fine. If it's more than 1 million, you have to be a company with a lot of people to read all the thing and make sure things are being generated correctly. I have one person here to ask a question. Tell us.
What's the accuracy between the design that Gemini provides compared to the design that's using the Codex to replicate that design in terms of UI?
So the question was, what's the accuracy of different AI agents when they generate whatever you want to be generated? So I tried Anti-Gravity, which used Gemini. I tried Codex, which is from OpenAI. I tried Cloud, which is from Anthropic. And I tried Cloud using Anti-Gravity. Like, they have one model that's being probably cured differently from one tool to another. And I also use Cursor. The most accurate one was the latest model from Codex, which they released 2 days ago. But to my eye, as a technical person, I haven't reviewed it with my CEO who had this idea. But the Gemini was not good when it translates whatever we built. Okay, we have the app ready. Let's see, how does it look? Oh, nice. I love it. It's almost similar to the one that we had. And the dark mode is working. This had some issue. Let me check who is joining. There's nothing. So let's fix this.
Can you share the screen open, please?
Oh, you're not sharing? I'm not sharing. Just give me a second. Sorry, I got too excited. Can you see the screen?
Show the dark mode again.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is how it built. It just pop up how, if you want to open it or not. I just press yes. It has some small issue, and we're gonna fix it. Let's go. Oh, my AI is still running. It just wanted to make sure it's being built. Still fixing issues. So the notification was on my iPhone that shows another app wanted to open an app. Do you allow it, or you're working on something? Because I give it full access, it doesn't ask me anything.
Another question.
Yes.
Are you going to provide the prompts and the structure that you showed us?
So if you join as a VIP person, you get access fully. If you want to track what I said. You have access to the recording within the next 3 days. You can just follow along. Or you can, if you're a good friend or whoever, you can just talk to me and I'll find out a way for you. So still working. But yeah, you just saw. It's okay. Let's put all these two together and see what is being built. Any more question? Online people?
Yes. Hi, Mr. Emad. Thank you for this wonderful workshop. I'm curious about how can we land on the right design? It's surprisingly hard to verbalize a visual design well for these coding agents. Do we end up doing a lot of back and forth to get where we want, or do we go in with specific visual references?
So I think you joined a little bit late. So I showed everyone how I did the design part. I asked my CEO, who had the visionary, everything, and he can explain UI in a very nice way, and he come up with a prompt like this, who built the whole thing like this. So what I suggest is don't go too much back and forth. Try to use one solution like ChatGPT or whoever to give you a prompt, or use prepared prompt, or just order your app from us. We do all the thing for you. But
Yes.
don't go back and forth. To be honest, back and forth, it just give it too much different directions. Find out one good prompt, large prompt that explain whatever you need in one go, and give it to the Google AI Studio.
Thank you.
No worries. Anyone else? So we have one person who joined now. So yeah, if there is no other question, thank you for joining, and thank you for joining in person. All the people, you get access to all this after our session, probably in an hour or so. And then feel free to use your goodie bag, or just talk to me whenever you want. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's me. You can't end this call? What?
Yeah, there's a call on the button in the bottom, isn't there? Hang up the phone.